It is better to die for an idea that will live than to live for an idea that will die. These are the words spoken by Steve Biko, a South African anti-apartheid activist who led the Black consciousness movement in the 60s and 70s. He was arrested on his way back home from Cape Town due to violating his banning order. He was sent to jail where he was neglected, tortured, interrogated, and beaten. Eventually, he was loaded naked onto the back of a truck and driven 740 miles to the hospital, where he eventually died on September 12, 1977. His death was not in vain, however, as it became worldwide news that eventually became part of the events that pressured South Africa into abolishing apartheid. But what if he was not arrested or even survived prison like Nelson Mandela? How would that have shaped South Africa? That is what we'll talk about today on Green Click. By the way, be a friend and subscribe. Click the notification button to get alerts and like the videos to help us make more videos you love about an amazing continent. Let's dive in. If Steve Biko was still alive, he would be 73 and probably be living where he was before he was taken into custody. He would have been revered as Nelson Mandela was, as he is considered a martyr in the troubled South African history. One would have to wonder if Steve Biko himself would have tried running for the presidency of South Africa. What we do know, however, is that Biko preferred socialism over communism and capitalism. He preferred the idea of equality even if being provided by the government in lands and jobs. Kwandiwe Kondlu, a professor of political economy at the University of Johannesburg, said that Biko would have made President Nelson Mandela reconsider his approach to introducing democracy to South Africa. Some people feel the compromise to end apartheid was focused on reconciliation rather than promotion of black awareness. As Nelson Mandela was fighting for equality between blacks and whites in South Africa, Steve Biko focused on improving the psychology of the black population, which eventually would create equality. So in a way, Mandela and Biko looked for the same outcome, but both had different directions to the outcome. With that being said, Biko would most likely have criticized Mandela's political actions. With Biko's views on black solidarity, he would have criticized the South Africans that were xenophobic. After apartheid, against common knowledge, black South Africans do not approve other Africans settling into their country. Most South Africans believe the foreigners are taking their jobs and benefits, while others believe foreigners are responsible for the high crime rate of the country. Foreigners continuously die for owning businesses in South Africa, even though their population has increased by almost 2 million in the past decade. Clearly, Biko would have spoken out against this by calling for unity between black people, as Biko did not see class in black people. He only saw black people. Biko hated violence and only left it as an ultimate last resort to getting anything done. This would have put him in a weird debate with South Africa's second president, Thabo Mbeki, who some thought was aiming to appease Mugabe, while Zimbabwean migrants were apparently causing housing shortages in South Africa. He most likely would have turned his back on ANC, as the ruling party of South Africa have produced its share of good and bad presidents. Ultimately, everything we have said can be speculation, as he was only 30 when he died. Who knows, he could have changed his views on black consciousness, he could have had a bad relationship with other world activists or the UN, or his message on black solidarity could have caused more misunderstanding. If you have reached this stage of the video, we would like to thank you for sharing your time with us, but comment below if you think Biko would have made a great president. We'd love to hear your side to this. If you'd like to be informed when we roll out new videos, give us a like to help us with the YouTube algorithm. Share this with a friend and drop a comment if you disagree or would like to request a video. Till then, brothers and sisters, have a nice day.